One of the craziest games of football that I have seen in quite some time. Chelsea have beaten Manchester United in the 100th minute through a Cole Palmer hat-trick by 4-3. And here's how they did it. Chelsea did a fantastic job of isolating one of Manchester United's main weaknesses, and that's down the full-back side, to be able to isolate the space and then utilise that for cutbacks. Manchester United are terrible at defending cutbacks, and it's through the real isolation of this man right here, Casemiro. He cannot defend cutbacks for any kind of reason. In fact, Manchester United as a side can't do that. They just don't have the defensive organisation to be able to understand when that's going to happen, and they don't have a player there to be able to stop it. So when Chelsea come down this Manchester United left-hand side, their right-hand side, it just makes it really difficult. The ball ricochets in and around here, and it comes to a Chelsea player to really recycle. Enzo Fernandez has the ball here and plays a lovely outside of the foot pass through down to Malagusto, who then drives down this Chelsea right-hand side. You can see both Cole Palmer and Malagusto here. Cole Palmer drifting in field a little bit more, Malagusto coming round the side, and you've got Nicholas Jackson really occupying Rafael Varane. And here is what I want to focus on. I want to focus on Casemiro up against Conor Gallagher, who is going to be the Chelsea goal scorer. He's not focusing on him at all. He's focusing on the ball, which at the moment he's fine. He needs to turn his head and realise that someone's behind him. But then we forward it on, and here we have this important image right here. Casemiro has a look. He sees him, but he doesn't follow the run. He doesn't stop the player. He doesn't stop. Instead, he continues. He doesn't know when to stop and hold the space. Here we have Malagusto, who's driving, bombing down that Chelsea right-hand side. He's about to whip the cross in that gets deflected out into Conor Gallagher. Again, Casemiro has the opportunity to hold. He's got no one else there. Maguire has Nicholas Jackson. You have to trust your teammates. Instead, it doesn't happen, and Conor Gallagher is in the right place at the right time. Look at Casemiro right here. He's gone too far. He's gone too deep. He doesn't trust that Harry Maguire is going to be able to deal with Nicholas Jackson. He doesn't trust him, and instead, he's too late. Conor Gallagher's about to take a shot right here, and it could all have been avoided. He takes his shot. It fires straight towards Andre Onana, who does not get down fast enough. This is a problem that Onana's had for quite some time, from when he was in Italy. He cannot get down to his left-hand side, he cannot drop fast enough, and it ends up being a goal. But this is down to the isolation of two things. One, the full-back in Diogo Dalot, who pushes up a little bit too far forwards in the space that's left him behind. And at the same time, it's also isolating Casemiro and his inability to really defend against the opposition cutback. Really good stuff from Chelsea. Terrible stuff from Man United. Well exploited though. Chelsea won this game. And that was down to the absolute capitulation from Manchester United, who decided to not attack. And that's not a case of they weren't able to, they just didn't want to. They stuttered on the ball, they failed to really create or dominate anything, they failed to create any clear-cut opportunities or any opportunities whatsoever. I'm not convinced that they entered Chelsea's half all too much after the 73rd minute. And while I want to give a lot of credit for Chelsea, and because they do deserve credit, they never gave up, I can't help but think that they were gifted, essentially, victory from the jaws of defeat. And vice versa, I think Manchester United clawed away defeat from the jaws of victory, because it was just unbelievable to see the way that every single one of these apparent professional footballers failed to really play football after the 73rd minute. Of course, you have some things that upset the rhythm, and yes, you have substitutes and injuries, I get that, but in the end, it just contributed towards the end of a game that looked like it was going to peter out, but Chelsea didn't let it. And that's where I want to go back onto the positives for Chelsea, because their rhythm never stopped. Their rhythm continued. They had a good rhythm throughout the match, and they were able to flow through. And I've got to talk about this man, Cole Palmer, because how Manchester City let him go is beyond me. He has now scored 16 goals with 8 assists. That is 24 goal contributions in his first season, and he's just still learning to get into a starting position for a Premier League side. That is baffling to me. And when we talk about the way that he orchestrated and ran this game, let's understand that. Cole Palmer really took this game by the scruff of the neck and just ran it. Yes, he scored 2 penalties, that's going to be labelled at him, of course, but he still managed to get that winner. He is a winning player. He steps up in the big occasions, and he did it in this game. I thought he did a really good job of moving from this side infield Noted as well, by the way, that he didn't stay here the entire time. He tucked out wide when he needed to really stretch the space. And what ended up happening was that Malagusto actually ended up coming in field a lot of the time. I thought it was really impressive. He made these inside runs. Cole Palmer stayed out wide and then drifted in field. And it made a load of problems for Manchester United. It made the defensive runs from Alejandro Garnacho almost worthless. And it's through this that Manchester United kept being bombarded by the flanks through Chelsea's attacks, and it was really, really well orchestrated. Now, naturally, you have some defensive frailties that you need to sort out. I thought the Disasi was a disaster in certain cases. There was a moment in the second half where he gives the ball away. Højlund is close to scoring, but Disasi managed to get a block in, and he celebrates it like it's a goal, even though he created the problem. It's kind of baffling, but you get where I'm coming from. Manchester United ended up just capitulating, and it was baffling to see. It was crazy. Cole Palmer was fantastic though, and I think it was down to the real mentality that he brings to the side. He's not going to lose. This Manchester United side is damaged, it's broken, and it's through the real finesse that Cole Palmer, and the coldness and the calmness that Cole Palmer brings to this game, that I think managed to carve out a win for Chelsea. Manchester United just got beaten by the better side, and that's shown in statistics. They had a better goal expectancy, Chelsea. They had higher possession. They had more shots on target. Need I go on? It was just a crazy, crazy game, and one that showed that Chelsea have the better composure, the better quality, and in the end, the better mental fortitude. And now, before we end, let's take a look at Chelsea's winning goal. And it's the mentality shift that I really want to focus on. Look at this. We have Chelsea about to take a corner. This is in the last minute of the game. Enzo Fernandez is about to take a corner. And I wanted to focus on this man. I want to focus on Cole Palmer, because he's currently on the edge of the box, and he's asking for the ball. He's ready to receive. Look at the Manchester United players. They're all pointing. They're all doing things. But Cole Palmer is on his bike. He's ready. He's aware. He's willing to really do something. He picks up the ball here in acres, I mean acres of space, and he's not going to let anything stop him. He's going to fire it, rifle it at goal. There are a number of players in the box here. Does he decide to whip it in? Does he? No. He decides to take a shot because he's the one that's going to make the difference. He believes that he is the difference maker, and that's exactly what he is. Takes the shot, fires it. He gets a little fortunate. He gets a little lucky in the sense that it hits Scott McTominay. It hits Scott McTominay, gets a deflection. It's a little bit fortunate, but you earn your luck. In this game, you earn the right to be a little bit lucky. It deflects and goes into the net, and it is Chelsea's winning goal for 4-3. But all of this doesn't come about if Cole Palmer doesn't pick his head up fast enough, number one. It doesn't happen if Cole Palmer doesn't have the willingness and the drive within himself to really take a shot on in the last minute. And then you've got the audacity for him to not play across into all of these players and instead decide, no, I'm going to win this game. It's fantastic from Cole Palmer. It's brilliant from Chelsea. And Chelsea fans, if you wondered whether this mattered to your manager, this is your evidence. I think he cares. I think he cares quite a lot. But let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. Chelsea fans, tell me how you're feeling. You must be buzzing. I'd love to hear from you. So please do get involved and let me know in the comment section below. Thank you ever so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed. I hope you learned something new, and I hope to see you in the next one. But until then, my friends, take care.